When it comes to the lives of popular people, appearances are crucial. They make it easier for celebrities to communicate with the public and give updates about their life and work. But at times, situations go terribly awry. It only takes one disastrous interview to ruin a famous person's reputation. The effects can be serious, regardless of whether the remark in question is rude, odd, or simply incorrect. One slip-up might send you crashing to the ground, much like when you're walking on a rope. In this video, we will look at 10 celebrities who found themselves in serious issues after saying the wrong things in interviews. Number 10. Alex Peder. If you are a potential actor in Hollywood, it is not a good idea to disparage the town in which you are making your primary source of income. In 2011, however, Alex Peder did exactly that. After building his reputation with the films I Am Number 4 and Stormbreaker, the star's profession seemed to be heading in the right way. Peder then had an interview with V-Man for the purpose of composing a piece for the publication. But what he said in the interview? He referred to Los Angeles as a city that abuses its residents. He slammed the women who lived there, compared acting to a criminal job, and compared the city to an evil pool, plus many other slurs. Along with his image as an arrogant and uncooperative actor, this is what kept Peder's career from taking off as major studios sought out new faces. Number 9. Piers Morgan. By the year 2014, Piers Morgan's tenure on CNN was coming to a close as due to weak viewership. During his final days, he held an interview with the entertainer Chelsea Handler, and she completely destroyed him. The interviewer was lambasted by Handler for his lack of focus and described him as a lousy interviewer. Although Morgan made an effort to put on a brave reputation by claiming that the guest needed to be appealing, Handler reminded him that it was actually his responsibility to make sure of that. Now that his profile in the United States was in chaos, Morgan went back to the United Kingdom and became part of Good Morning Britain. However, Morgan stormed off as co-host Alex Beresford called him out on his tirade against Meghan Markle's disclosure of her mental wellness difficulties. He eventually left the show, and ever since then, he has had a hard time maintaining his relevancy. Number 8. 5 Seconds of Summer. The fact that Rolling Stone magazine is going to conduct an interview with your musical group is a very highly noteworthy thing. This is to the point where it's effortless for bands like 5 Seconds of Summer to go too far with their attempts to sound too hard rocking. A 2015 interaction with the band noted them comparing themselves to the Beatles and making fun and ridiculing the American Music Awards, Justin Bieber, and their female fans. Their statements, as well as the reality that they mainly sounded like egotistical identities, were the reason for their criticism. Their nude appearance on the front of the magazine also certainly didn't help problems. Number 7. Michael Jackson. Documentary Living with Michael Jackson startled audiences with a few of huge disclosures from the artist, which were revealed during the year-long conversation with Martin Bashir and broadcasted to the globe in 2003. Jackson began by discussing the physical and emotional violence that he suffered at the hands of his father when he was a child. However, the artist went on to say that he had welcomed children for overnight stays in his bedroom, stressing that nothing inappropriate had occurred. The public's reaction was quite strong and broad. Because of this, in 2005, the notorious trial known as People v. Jackson took place. For all intents and purposes, Jackson was found not guilty, but the harm that was done to his character was irreparable. Additionally, before his passing in 2009, he was caught up in a number of litigation that threatened to force him into bankruptcy. Number 6. Megan Fox. In an appearance with the British magazine Wonderland, Megan Fox made the unfortunate choice to put down the director she was collaborating with to Hitler. The media quickly took notice of Fox's comparison of Michael Bay to the Nazi commander while discussing the director's behavior on the job. In the end, it led to her getting dismissed from her position in the Transformers franchise, although not by Bay. It was Steven Spielberg, the chief producer of the franchise, who reportedly asked that she be let go from her position. Since this interview, Fox has had very few major roles, but she did collaborate with Michael Bay on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles flicks that he directed. Number 5. John Mayer. In the past, John Mayer was known for being a talented musician who was on the brink of being an iconic figure at some time in the future. However, in 2010, he gave an interview to Playboy magazine in which he completely dispelled the chance. He went a bit too high in his attempt to be controversial in this interview he gave to Playboy magazine. In addition to being offensive about his past affairs with Jessica Simpson and Jennifer Aniston, he also claimed that they were engaged in sexually inappropriate behavior. Additionally, Mayer committed a few instances of using racial slurs. In spite of Mayer's repeated social media posts, interviews, and on-stage apologies, He never again achieved that level of fame. Since his collaboration with Taylor Swift on Half of My Heart in 2010, not a single one of his tracks has made it into the leading 25 on the US Billboard chart. Number 4, Katherine Higel. For a very long time, Higel has been known to be a challenging person to work alongside with. However, her criticism of her own 2008 film, Knocked Up, in an appearance with Vanity Fair, was particularly harmful. Even though she chose to appear in the film, she rejected it for its sexism and the way it depicts women, which made people angry. 1 year later, she had a role in the film The Ugly Truth, which was faced with broad condemnation for its misogynistic depiction of women. Producers who were dubious about collaborating with her before the show's broadcast only became more wary after seeing the whole thing. Number 3, Belle Gibson. Since the release of her app, The Whole Pantry, in 2013, Australian Belle Gibson has been an influential figure in the field of health and wellness. Everything appeared to be going well for her after she published a number of cookbooks. But then Gibson revealed to the public that she had gotten multiple cancers, but that she was keeping them at a distance by living an active life. Nevertheless, in the year 2015, rumors began to circulate that Gibson had been faking about having the condition and her contributions to charities. She wouldn't show reporters her hospital papers or any other evidence that would back up her statement that she was able to maintain her brain cancer under control by not taking traditional treatments. She finally broke down in an interview with the Australian Women's Weekly when she confessed to being misleading and placed the blame on her early years as the stress continued to build. Almost immediately, this was the end of her career. For her dishonesty, Gibson was given a fine of $410,000 in the year 2017. Number 2, Lance Armstrong. One of the greatest cyclists of all time, Lance Armstrong was adored by many for surviving cancer to become the biggest name in professional cycling. Meanwhile, accusations began to circulate that he had achieved all of his successes through the use of performance-enhancing drugs. Every victory he had achieved since 1998 was taken away from him by the United States Anti-Doping Agency in the year 2012. Despite his denials, Oprah Winfrey interviewed Armstrong about it in 2013. In this spot, the ex-legend accepted his guilt and confessed to cheating, but he refuted claims that he had coerced teammates into doping and bribed authorities to cover up his test results. Following that, prominent companies like Nike terminated their ties with him, which allegedly resulted in Armstrong losing millions of dollars. Number 1, Chris Harrison. The Bachelor and its subsidiary, The Bachelorette, among many others, helped Chris Harrison become a household name in the United States for 19 years. On the other hand, Rachel Lindsay conducted an interview with him in the year 2021. During this time, his career began to decline. Harrison criticized Rachel Kirkconnell's behavior following the release of a photo of her at a university event with a plantation motif, in which she was seen as making racist comments. Harrison tried his best to justify it using phrases like woke police and urging people not to pass judgment. People were very angry. Because she was so disgusted with Harrison, Lindsay decided to leave the franchise. Soon after, he was terminated from his position on The Bachelor. Thanks for tuning in to today's video. If you enjoyed what you saw, don't forget to hit the like button and ring the notification bell so you never miss our upcoming videos. Take care until the next one, and feel free to drop a comment sharing your thoughts. See you soon.